Hey y'all, welcome to the Unleashed Performance Therapy Podcast. Our guest on the show today is a longtime personal trainer at one of the best gyms in San Marcos, Texas. JD, let's just jump right into it, man. You want to tell the listeners a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, what's going on, y'all, man? My name is JD May. I'm originally from New Braunfels, Texas. I've been personal training out at Texas Health and Racket Club since about 2016. So I've been there for about 7 years now. A little background on myself is I was a New Braunfels unicorn, played football there, wound up playing 4 years of college football out at Sul Ross State University in Alpine, Texas. And yeah, man, we're just out here trying to change lives day by day.
All right. New Braunfels Unicorn. I know that's rated one of the most the most odd mascots in Texas.
It's original, so there is no other. Like you can go any
Yeah.
state, any city. They're the only ones, and they're actually opening a new high school here in New Braunfels called Long Creek, and they're going to be the Dragons. So we got dragons and unicorns
Ah.
in New Braunfels.
Kind of mythical. Yeah,
Yeah, and
mythical
then the
creature.
Cougars, and then we got the Cougars. But I'm biased. That's our rival, so I'm not going to be rude and talk
Uh,
down on them. But yeah, unicorns,
uh-huh.
not Cougars.
And then you played at Sul Ross, you said?
Yeah, I played all 4 years out there, man, and they play some pretty good competition. We're in the same conference as Mary Hardin Baylor, Hardin Simmons, Trinity University in San Antonio, TLU in Seguin, Howard Payne. So I mean, they play some pretty good schools. We played out in Mississippi a couple times. Got to play against like Brett Favre's nephew, who was
Oh,
pretty
wow.
cool. And yeah, just a little fun fact, I'm a big Packers fan, so it was kind of cool for me to I got a sack on Brett Favre's nephew, so I get to keep that in my back pocket forever.
Oh, yeah. The Packers did pretty well last night.
Yeah, all
That
they gotta do is
quarterback,
beat
Jordan Love.
all they gotta do is beat Chicago next week, and we get to play in the playoffs. So we'll see. The same thing was last year. We just had to beat Detroit. We couldn't get it done. So.
It's just been a different ball game after
Oh
Rodgers left, isn't
man,
it?
life after 12 is hard, man. It's hard.
Live after 12. Well, anyways, man, how did you get into the fitness profession? Was it like kind of bouncing off of you being an athlete?
Man, I guess really the it's actually kind of a funny story. I worked for the city of New Braunfels at the tube chute. If any of y'all have been in New Braunfels, you've probably tubed the Comal River. And I started as a lifeguard, worked my way all the way up to aquatics coordinator. Unfortunately, those are only seasonal positions. So when I got done after college, I really didn't have to go back to school. So I wound up working for a call center for Ibex Global for Farmers Insurance. And I did that for about 4 months. And I just realized that, like, I'm made to move. I can't sit down in a cubicle for 4 hours straight, get a 15-minute break, get up. I didn't feel like I was serving my purpose whatsoever. So most people that know me, they say I'm overly positive, like I'm always looking at
Uh-huh.
the bright side of things. And I found myself in those 4 months drinking a six pack every night at home. I'm skipping workouts. I picked up
Oh, man.
a black and mild cigar habit. So
Mm.
I just had to kind of separate myself from that. And I actually took a job at Gold's Gym in New Braunfels, Texas. It had just opened.
Mm.
Uh, Man, I trained there for like, I don't even think I got to my own clients, maybe 6, 7 days. And I just realized like this is too corporate for me. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not saying that I just felt like my fitness manager. I can't speak on all the Gold's gyms because I'm sure they're a great organization. They're everywhere. The one I was at, man, one time I was with somebody, and it was about 60-minute sessions. We were at like 62 minutes, and he's like tapping his wrist, and I thought that was rude because these people are paying, anywhere from 75 to
Yeah,
$100 an hour. So I didn't have nothing to do after. So I'm the type of person, if I have the time, I'll give it to you. Like I'll stay those
for
couple extra
sure.
minutes, answer any questions. So anyway, spun off. I actually applied for the general manager position at Texas Health and Racket Club, and I thought for sure, having a college degree, being a former collegiate athlete, it was a shoe in. And I met with my boss, Randall Lavender, which anybody that is familiar with this area, San Marcos / New Braunfels, have probably heard of him. because he owns a couple
Mm-hmm.
different businesses. He was a Bobcat himself. Um, he basically told me about halfway through the interview, he stopped me and he said, "I think you want to be a personal trainer." And I've been there for 7 years ever since.
Hey man, that's what's up. I actually, I think I interviewed for a personal trainer job at Gold's Gym in New Braunfels when I was in college,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
hear anything back.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the weirdest interview too. It was the weirdest interview.
The first question they asked me in my interview are, "What are the four muscles of the quadricep?" And I was like, "Bro, what are we doing here? What does that have to do with anything?" Like,
They asked me to sell. Well, they pulled the whole Wolf of Wall Street thing on me. They said, "Sell me this pen."
uh, I'll be like, "Yeah,
For
right.
real,
Yeah,
I'm not even joking, man. I'm not joking. They asked me to sell them a pen.
that's wild."
Yeah, it really was. Um, well, so being a collegiate athlete, what was the training like for you as a college football player?
Man, it was pretty cool. So, like, getting out to college, for me, that's 5 hours away from home. So I stayed in Texas, but in Texas, you can still live in the same state and be really far away from home. So I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
go to Texas State. Growing up, unfortunately, my studies weren't where they needed to be for me to be able to receive any kind of like Division I scholarship or anything like that. So I really just worked on trying to play at the next level. I got to college, found out Sol Ross first semester, blew it off, bro. Like
Oof.
1.9, almost didn't make the cut to get back on the team the next year. I had a little girlfriend back here in New Braunfels, broke up with me, and it was crazy. That gave me that little bug. Boy, I started working out before football practice, during football practice, after football practice. I go back to the gym. So really, like that was the first time in my life I ever felt like extremely sad, and I literally just laid into fitness, bro. There was some good music at the time. I think around the time like Drake, if you're reading this, it's too late had just came out. So I would literally put that thing on play, bro, and I would go work out. Like, and that song, that's like an hour and a half freaking album, bro. I would just listen to the whole album and just work out.
Well, was the training different for you, like in season versus off season?
I think, in season, a lot of times what we're working on, and it's cool now because this is what I do. So, of course, I work with Gen Pop people, but, the specialty is
Yeah.
youth development and especially college preparatory training. So, like, I have a nephew right now that plays for Odessa Permian, and he's one of the top ranked corners in the state of Texas as a freshman, playing for
Oh
Mojo
man.
out there. And so that's what I try to get kids like that. I want to grab them when they're freshmen, sophomores, and prepare them for like a L drill, a 40-yard dash, some of those max output testing that they're going to get when they go to combines and things like that. So in season, we're a lot more, we call it, more like deloading, lots of deloading. So like we'll,
Okay.
we'll work up to like 60, 70% of rep maxes, and then we're working back down to about 45 and doubling reps. Lots of barbell complexes, lots of conditioning. So running, football, stuff like that. And then of course, when we shift to off season, we're going straight into pyramid scheming. We're strength training. We're looking for hypertrophy. We want
Yeah.
12, 8, 6, like we're working from starting at 55%, getting all the way up to 90% for two, and then trying to re-rep our maxes and stuff. So just max output.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Um, and I'm sure with you being a former athlete, that's kind of helped shape the way that you train people in the gym.
Man, that's one thing, I talk to a lot of my clients about because they'll ask me questions like that. Like, man, how do you do this? Like, you're here training 8 hours a day, you still work out, you got two kids at home. And I think the main thing
Mm-hmm.
I speak to them is, us as athletes, we develop a certain amount of discipline. And we've all
Oh, for
heard that,
sure.
the motivation's the wavering effect. Like right now it's January 1st. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
motivation going on, but like what's January 8th look like? What's January 22nd look like? Dude, that's where the discipline comes into play. And I always say my problems are different than normal people's problems. So my problem is my left shoulder hurts and I have to tell myself to not work out. Like I have to pull myself
Uh,
away from that environment. I'm not having to be pushed into working out. I almost have to pull myself out of it because I love it. I like the grind. If it's a little like with my shoulders feeling a little funny, I try to work some like internal, external rotations and still give it a go. Like it's upper body, it's the
Yeah.
discipline. I'm supposed to have upper push today. So I might lighten loads and now that I'm getting older, I'm 31, so like I'm not like max repping 1 rep anymore. That's not impressive to me. I want to see
Mm-hmm.
what I can do 3 to 5 times more than I can do
No, for
one.
sure. That's kind of how I am too. I mean, I don't have any desire to lift an insane amount of weight, man. I just want to be able to do what I can
I
do.
don't I don't remember the last time I like loaded up a bar on like some 1 rep. Like, all right, one. Like I don't remember, bro. It's been at least 3 years, probably 3 4 years.
Yeah, it's been probably longer than that for me because I have no desire. I mean, no need really. Um,
Nah,
sh- unless you're training for competition or something like that, man.
sure, right.
I
Power
don't see.
lifters, people that go and compete, things like that. I understand it. But for me,
Hmm.
I mean, the goal is really I just want to walk the walk, talk the talk. I'm trying to show these people what a good example of like discipline and what structured, intentful exercise can do for you.
Yeah, for sure. Um, oh, you mentioned January 1st, so that's New Year's resolution time. Do you have any?
All right. So I just gave this whole spiel. I teach a group fitness class on Saturdays at my gym, and I gave a spiel about it. I don't like the term resolutions because to me it
Hmm.
makes it sound like if you don't complete what you said you were going to complete, it's like a fatality, like it's over, like you dead. Like, nope, you don't get to try again next year. So I like to really, what I call it is I reshift my focuses come January 1st. And I try to put the things that are really important to me in the front. And I try to devise a way to make sure that I can attain those things. I think a lot of people make mistakes in they try to say, I want to lose 20 pounds, but then they don't
Yeah.
set up the processes behind what it's going to take to lose 20 pounds. So just wanting to and actually performing the act are two completely different things. And if it's of course the want to is the initial, that's like the go, right? But then we got to figure out steps A, B, and C that's going to make us get to where we want to go. So maybe set up, okay, I need to get a gym membership. Okay, I need to consult a
Hmm.
nutritionist about what I should be eating. Maybe I'll consult a personal trainer about some tips on like where do I start? I mean, some of
Yeah.
these people I couldn't imagine not working out for 10 years and what that would do to my body. I know what it would do: tightness, atrophy,
Hmm.
muscular fatigue, my joints, arthritis, things like that. Football, all those injuries will pop up. I don't know how I would exercise coming back in if I took 10 years off because I wouldn't be able to
Yeah, I
do what
took
I do today.
I took 1 year off after my daughter was born. And it wasn't intentional either. I just,
Sure.
n- newborn, we're trying to to figure things out as first, it was our first daughter, our first child, and I didn't have. Well, I had. You have to make time to work out, but I just didn't, and I ended up a year passed by, and I lost a whole lot of progress that I had made, and coming back, it was rough, man. It really was.
And like you said, with the resolutions, man, of course, like you said, January 1st, so that's coming up. I've been talking to people, like you said, a lot of people, January 8th is going to be a lot emptier than it is today
Mm,
and tomorrow because
That's
you
a good time for gyms right now. Jim's about to see that
sure,
that draft go up.
yeah, people, like you said, people may feel at how they're going into something, but they kind of need people that have been in that position, like personal trainers that have that experience or people that are previous athletes to say, hey, that's not the only way you can reach your goal. It's
Right.
crazy of people that, okay, I couldn't do this, so I'm just done. There's plenty other routes. It
Hmm.
kills me when people just kind of give up in so many things, not just fitness, just giving up. There's so many, what they say, thousand ways to skin a cat kind of thing. You got
Man,
so
so many different ways.
many options to get to your goals.
I think that's one of the hardest things for people that are trying to, like, if their New Year's resolutions to lose weight or to start working out, and they very quickly lose that motivation. Um, what are some tips that you have for people that come to you saying, "How can I stay motivated, man? Like, what can I do so I can stick to this and not give up?"
Man, what I've really noticed with people
Yeah, just for the backstory, y'all. The reason I'm in my car is because I got a 3-year-old, and any of y'all got a 3-year-old, y'all know how that goes. They be on what you doing? Well, you gotta go outside with me, play with me. So I had to literally run to my truck to be able to do this today. But what we were talking about was what we tell people to maintain that motivation. I said the main thing I focus on is like you always got to let that why be a little bit louder than the excuse. So we all have excuses. So
Okay.
I recommend my biggest fitness recommendation is work out before 8 a.m. Because if you wait till after 8 a.m., you got things like work, doctor's appointments, kids, things like there are a lot of, I'm not going to call them excuses, a lot of reasons can arise as to why. Also, the joke is when you're driving home and the exit is for the gym, it's really hard to turn the wheel to exit. For some reason, the car want to go back home. It's just, it changes. But
Yeah.
if you go at 6 a.m., the only excuse is you're lazy and you're not willing to work for what you want.
Hmm.
And then, of course,
I feel
there's a
like
lot of
even
scientifically too, like you work out in the morning, you boost your metabolism, you boost
oh yeah.
your body's, amount of time your body's burning calories throughout the day. So, and it's hard. And things that are hard yield better results in life than things that are easy. So I think you
Hmm.
put a little bit of skin in the game and it makes it worth it. You make better decisions when you sacrifice that early morning sleep.
Yeah, and I think you spend a lot of your day talking yourself out of going to the gym too if you don't do it first thing in the
Mm.
morning. I
What?
know.
And bro, I'm 31 now. Like I might bend over to pick a weight up and like my back be like,
Not
and I'm
that's
like,
it.
damn, not I gotta work out. Like, like I've done it and I've like had to like have to miss a workout. So I just work out in the morning. So if I start work at 6, I start work at 6 Monday through Friday. I get there at 5 and I hit my own lift. And then I go train my people because I can't ask them to do what I'm not willing to do.
Yeah, for
Practice what you
sure.
preach.
Um, well, man. So before we kind of wrap this up, one big question I wanted to ask was, what is the biggest piece of advice you can give to someone who wants to take their fitness or their health to the next level?
I think the first thing you got to do is you got to be willing to gather information and increase your knowledge on what's going on around you. And notice I didn't say get a personal trainer because that costs money and I understand that monetarily not everybody is in the position to be able to do that, but you can gather knowledge and information on your own. You can
Hmm.
research, if there's something if you want to lose weight, hop on Google and just look, like just start to gather information. At Texas Health and Racket Club, one thing I love that we do is when you join the gym, you get 2 free consultations. And of course, anybody that's in the area that listens to this and is interested, please come see and ask for JD at Texas Health and Racket Club. And we'll give you 2 consultations where we'll sit down, we'll give you an in-body scan, we go over your goals, stuff like that. The second time you come in is more of a workout. And then I offer a program that, in my professional opinion, is going to lead you towards your goals. I tell people to come to the gym with questions. When you join the gym and you see a trainer, or, if you see somebody overly fit and you're confident, like ask them, like, do you recommend doing cardio before or after? But, I was always taught that, the need to want to is almost more important than the need to learn. So like, you have to really want to like figure out what's going on, or you're just going to kind of always spin those wheels. So don't be afraid to ask questions, gather as much knowledge as you possibly can. And if you feel like you're having a hard time with it, seek help. Seek help through personal training, seek help through family members who are also fit. But like fitness is supposed to be a community thing. At the end of the day, it is an individual journey, but you can bring people with you, and it makes it better when you. That's what I love about my job because all I'm doing is I'm still racing my own race. I'm just bringing like anywhere from 20 to 30 individuals along with me at the same time. And last week, I got to brag on all my clients. I see 35 to 40 hours a week. I had 1 hour miss last week, and that's Christmas. That's New Year's right after. So I made the
Hmm.
joke. I thought I was going to have a chill week at work and just kind of kick back. Hell nah. And I'm like, damn, my clients are good. But see, that's like a proud dad moment for me, though, because that's what it takes. it takes the week in between Christmas and New Year's. It takes
Mm-hmm.
July 4th weekend. It takes Memorial Day, It takes on your birthday not staying out till 2 a.m. if you know you got to train in the morning, There's just little sacrifices that you got to be willing to make. What is it? What's the saying? You got to be able to sacrifice what you want now for what you want most in the future. That's a lot for people that are eating like a lot of Oreos and stuff at nighttime. Like every night they have this vice and it's bad for you. They're not willing to see that what they want most further out, this now is more. It's worth more. They can't separate that. And the day they can separate those two things, that it takes off.
And that speaks
Absolutely,
volumes.
man.
And everybody showing up except that 1 hour.
Man, that
Oh
made me,
yeah.
like I said, that made me feel like at the same time, I was like, but then I'm like, man, these people, they want it. And I always say, I can work with you if you want it. I can't motivate you to get in the gym. I can't tell you to show up on time for your session. I can't tell you to eat good on the way. Like at the end of the day, like, it comes from you. We just guide you. We're just the guide. But at the end of you're the motor. You got to go.
I might have to steal that. What'd you say? Make the why louder than the. Was it
Make
a
a why
bitch?
louder than the excuses. Yeah. On my
I'm gonna steal that
Instagram,
one.
I know, Jamie, you'll probably tag me and everything, but my
Yeah.
Mayhem Fit, I try to do like some workout videos, and then I do like a motivational post, and it's stuff like that. At work they call them JD-isms because like I used to want to be like Confucius, bro. I come up with all these sayings and stuff, and they're original, but like I think I have a really unique way of getting out words into like analogies and things that people can understand, because that's how I learned. I learned through through seeing, through analogy. Like, for example, what are the four rotator cuff muscles? What's the acronym, Jamie?
Sits.
You know it? SIDS,
Yeah, sits.
supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres major, and subscapularis, bro. That is the way I learn. So I try to find ways to put stuff like that for people so that they can always pull it off the top of their head.
For sure, man.
Dope, man. Is that it, bro? Anything else?
Well, I mean, you already mentioned your Instagram. Is that one of the best ways that listeners can get some more
Oh yeah,
information
I mean,
on
cause
you
I
or
can
kind of keep
talk,
up
bro.
with you?
I told you, I like talking, man. When y'all want me to come on here, you just tell me. We want to talk about motivation. We want to talk about nutrition. We want to talk about sports exercise.
Oh yeah.
My major's in kinesiology, so we can get nerdy and talk a little bit more deep about like time under tension, ranges of motion, things like that.
Yep.
But to reach
I
me, yes, it's at Mayhem Fit, and it's AMMAYHEM_FIT. That is the easiest way to get a hold of me. And of course, I always make the joke, man. If anybody ever wanted to take me out, all you got to do is pull up the THRC from 6 a.m. to about 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. I'm always there at that time. I'd be so easy to find, bro.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you being on the show, and we'll definitely have to have you back on, maybe talking about like a nutrition episode or kind of do different segments too. I'd love that.
Yeah, man, for sure. Just make sure you tag me and everything, bro, and I'll be sure to share it on my feed. I love what y'all are doing. I've been paying attention to you too, Jamie. I was the other day, I was going through the Instagram trying to kind of clean it out from some people, and you were one of the first people I followed on Mayhem Fit, bro. So
Oh
I
yeah.
went back to like following. You can go to like latest and earliest. You one of the first
Uh-huh.
ones, bro. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And I thought about you, and then literally like 2 weeks later, you popped in my Instagram talking about hop on the podcast, and I was like, you asked the wrong person to talk because I'll talk.
Oh, we got all the
All right.
formalities out of the way. It's time to get to business now.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'll let y'all go. We've got some college football to watch,
Yes, sir.
and we'll see that Bama game.
I'm playing,
All
Jamie.
right.
I'm playing. I know you like Texas, bro. I'm a Miami fan, so we just down bad, bro. We just no good. No good. All right, man. I
All right.
appreciate
Well,
y'all having me on.
no, you're good. That's gonna be it for this episode of the Unleashed Performance Therapy Podcast. If you have any questions, shoot me a DM on Instagram at unleashed.tx. And y'all, be sweet to me. Scroll down to the bottom, give me a 5-star review, share the podcast with your family and friends, and until next time, peace.